Hello, and welcome to Jarviskjir Rock of the North. It's not been a while. It's just that last week's session was incredibly chaotic and destructive, and has led to our session today, which will hopefully be eventful, one way or another. This is, of course, part of our continued series connected to a whole setting of Jarviskjir, where there's a whole bunch more on YouTube and all other sorts of things, including other shows and content. This show is focused on a group of adventurers who have already saved the world once, in theory, and have now trapped themselves deep below the earth, finding a tomb of sleeping fire giants, having a sleepy, nice little comfortable rest, ready to be awakened by their leader, who you have talked to. We ended off last week's session somewhat involuntarily while you were negotiating with the Fire Giant Lord, where I believe both Adelhard and Snow both said at one point, "This guy's insane," when he was just sort of describing his whole deal. What's also insane is your plan for this whole situation. You're in a castle in the middle of the Fire Giant Fortress, which is largely abandoned other than servitors and little fire lizards, because most of the giants are asleep. You've climbed up. Snow and Vincent used potions of climbing to climb up the outside of this structure, to go in through window areas, and you thought you might be able to do this with this throne room, once you worked out where the throne room was. Unfortunately, there's no windows or anything. It's really just the top of this tower, kind of a squarish area with a lobby and then the throne room. What is in there is two vents that feed magma via aqueducts. So, deciding you really like the idea of having someone sneak in through the back, you put Peep up on some of the aqueducts to maybe sneak in behind this guy if things get chaotic. And Peep can hear you. Vincent is also kind of in the lobby, out of sight. So it's just Snow and Adelhard talking to this fire giant lord, Vatruvius, who kind of described to Snow, while also basically offering Snow to join him, that whatever purpose this tomb had, he's escalating it. He wants to wake up the giants and have them be ready for war. And this job against the Feyforged for the Underrealm is really just like a mercenary contract at the start of it. It's not like his moral ideal or his big scheme. It's just a nice, useful step as he's waking up the entire fortress. And the other things he talked about are a little bit more wild, such as, you know, unifying giants across the land, searching far and wide, stuff like that. And pretty much you ended off with Snow, I think was about to tell him that he was crazy and that he wanted no part of it. Also, he may have killed Poddy. And one fire lizard you had inside. He smashed him in half when you presented it to him. So right now, this Fire Giant Lord, young, beefy, sitting in the throne, sword by one hand, leaning forward, interested in the conversation, all in giant. Poddy smashed on the ground, Snow and Adelhard in front of him, but like a comfortable distance away. What do you want to do?
So, I've got my sword and shield drawn, just kind of hiding back in a crevice or a hallway somewhere behind.
Yeah.
My question is, can I sort of peer around and see if I can see any kind of switches or anything that might turn that aqueduct off? Or like, maybe drain it or something?
Give me a perception check.
There you are.
No.
Nope.
This whole chamber, the throne room and the foyer you're in, it's all mosaicked stone. And you do think that any one of these could be a secret button. You kind of maybe tap a few before realizing it would make a lot of noise, and it doesn't look like any of them are necessarily buttons either. But The aqueducts are still open and flowing, and you can even hear the bubbling and hissing in the other room. Snow. I think the hand's on you.
Yeah, so it's a lot like, yeah. Last thing I remember is that basically, okay, yeah. He basically told us his plan to unite the giants and everything.
Yeah.
So Snow kind of looked over at Adelhard and basically was like, be ready, because what I say might anger him.
Yeah.
But
and then Adelhard told you to not say it that way.
Yeah. So Snow's gonna turn to the fire giant and say, in giant, obviously, Lord Thatruvius, I have much experience living on the surface, seeing as that is where I'm from and was raised. I was raised by our kin, the Planavar. Snow's gonna wait to see his reaction. Does he react to saying Planavar?
He's just waiting for you to speak more. You can give me an insight roll, I guess.
Yeah, I want to see basically just, is there any, does it seem like he, because I imagine some giants might be like, oh, Planavar aren't real giants anymore or something. So I want to see if there's any of that from him, from his facial expressions.
Give me an insight roll. There's no recollection at all. He doesn't recognize it other than Planavar, like Borovar, is a combination of giant words, but he doesn't seem to recognize it as a proper noun.
Okay, gotcha.
Because seemingly he doesn't know what giants are like in the rest of the world.
Yeah, so Snow will continue to say the Planavar have lived alongside the other races in the surface world for millennia, and we have not been wiped out or destroyed. I do not think war is the only option.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Okay. Well, it's a flat roll. Oh!
Petruvius kind of puts his hands together, taking his hand away from the sword, the cobalt blue knuckles kind of cracking together, and leans back slightly. And in giant does say, "You're right. It's not all about war. Every giant had their place in our old society. But my place, our place as giants, is that of warriors. Every giant asleep in this tomb is a soldier who will want to live their life when they awaken. There's going to be a lot more than just battle, unifying the giants. I don't care who's on the surface now. I don't care what the world's like. I just want to bring all giant kind together again under one banner, held by me."
And what would you do with said banner once all the giants were united?
According to the old texts, takes a lot for our kind to survive and thrive in numbers. Need a lot of meat to feed a whole horde of giants. I'll do what needs to be done, and if I find enemies on the way, they will be eradicated. But do not think I'm planning on leaving this place with an army of sleepwalking giants to eradicate everything. I only care about the forge on the surface. Once that's done, and contract properly paid by the Dark Elves, we'll see who we can find first. Maybe pay these forest giants a visit.
Snow will say, let's see. He'll say the actions that you would take to take the forge on the surface would lead to war with the elves.
I do not care
Yeah.
much about a war with elves. Elves used to stoke these fires and tend our crops. They have no might, no purpose.
The elves now, things may have changed since last you were aware of matters on the surface, but there are flying castles with garrisons of elves.
You can give me either a persuasion or an intimidate roll.
I
think it's more a persuasion, but you know.
Yeah, they're both 0 anyway. So yeah, persuasion makes more sense, I think.
You're rolling well. You're
I am
rolling well right now. I know of what you speak. These halls have held history. All passed on to me, the last of this line. Ancient elves who dared to fight back against the might of Magnonir. But we don't need Magnonir anymore. He's never coming back with his hallowed halls and mountain home. Our power comes from fire itself. Flying fortress. Be no matter if I can get storm giants on my side, or the giants of the sky. We used to command every element, even conceivable.
I met 2 giants of the sky in a cave.
A cave.
They were servants of a dragon, not really the mighty warriors that I think you hope they are.
Yeah, you don't need an insight roll to see, like, a vein pulse on, like, the side of his head. And his hands go to, like, the handles of the vein, like...
I'll just look at the portrait. What did you just say?
Snow's like, I'm trying to dash his hopes. Don't worry, I didn't say anything too bad. I don't think.
If giants have become so pathetic in the millennia that have passed, then your talks of peace would see us be nothing but amusements to the people up there. He said, and he stands and he like puts his hand on his sword, but he doesn't like wield it. He's kind of like holding it like against the ground.
Yeah.
Then I'll lead with respect, and I'll make sure that every creed on this world respects giants again. You be part of that, Snorkon, or I can take you down here and now.
Snow, kind of trying to still play into the potential of an alliance, says he would say like, I mean no disrespect, Lord Thatruvius. I merely mean to tell you what things are actually like up there.
It's no matter. My people are builders. And I'll build whatever kind of world we need for giants again. Whatever it takes.
Why not start with the elves down here? They are already set upon by war from multiple sides.
The elven mistress I have spoken to has always whispered of enough. There'll be plenty of place for giants when their plans continue. I don't care much for their goddess or creed or their talk of dragons. Giants subjugated dragons once before. But she doesn't need to know that. Unless you're willing to pay the sweet bounty that she was. I really don't think your little polite murmurings hold much account.
So Snow's like, if you lead your army out of here, what's to stop them from coming in behind you, murdering the rest of your kin that sleep here, destroying your fortress?
Persuasion roll. Snow's been very wise. Yeah,
he is wise. He may not be
wise.
intelligent.
I like the wisdom of Snow. It's always quite nice.
He's also trying really hard to, like, think about.
This is the guy who theoretically probably should have got enhanceability, but you're just somehow just rolling well. You say that, and you can see even when an insight roll that it's like a possibility that hasn't necessarily appeared on his mind, and he shakes his head, and doing so, a little bit of like embers and cinders kind of leave his pores, and you actually see from his back there's like 2 flares of fire, almost as if there's like almost volcano-y protrusions out there, and he shakes his head. I already assumed that those dark elves could not be trusted. I'm not looking to find a wife with them. If they want to bring the fight to me, then they'll find it. First, the giants here wake up. They'll test their mettle against the elves on the surface, and if those elves down here don't give me their bounty, then they'll find the might of flame themselves as well. First, I let the caverns regain its natural heat, and every one of my brothers and sisters here awakes. You speak a lot of betrayal, Snowcone, he says, taking like 2 steps forward, actually bringing him like down off the platform the throne is on, and it creaks.
Snow like looks at Adelhard. It's like he doesn't seem like he's backing down. I don't think he can be reasoned with.
No, he sounds thoroughly insane. Adelhard takes a step or 2 back.
Yeah, Snow just like stayed. He's kind of been doing like a half kneel to like show respect, but he'll actually stand up at this point. And he'll like look at the giant. He'll be like, I do. He's trying to think of how he phrases. I apologize if I did not make this clear, Lord Thatruvius, but I am here on behalf of those on the surface to look for peace. I was not offering my servitude.
You bring dishonor to this throne room. And he will take a step back towards his throne. He'll put his hand on the arm of it. He'll just start lifting, and like the brass and metal of the arm just starts like pulling and cracking until it's like a big hunk of metal in his hand.
Oh no.
If you survive this, you can return to your elves and keep playing parlay. And he's gonna throw the hunk at you.
Is that a dex saving throw? Or
what's your AC right now?
15.
Yeah, he's gonna hit. Which is why we are going to switch to our battle map and roll initiative. I'm gonna start off with the damage.
We tried. I mean,
you tried, and you made some really good points. He's not unreachable. He's just a warrior king. You know?
Yeah.
Fighting is his purpose, but you made some very good points. You might be able to get away with this not killing him, but you're gonna have to fight him.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
maybe
fight
you
him.
could beat him.
Go ahead and roll initiatives, and then I'll throw some damage at Snow.
Oh no.
Is that everyone? Am I missing someone?
That's all of us.
Okay.
Oh, yo, I got the same as him. Does that mean, does Dex... Oh, I have 10 Dex.
Dex
He might
does,
actually
yeah,
have
you know,
better
you
than
will
that.
go before him. He's got
Okay.
less than that. Alright.
Okay. Let's go.
Time to roll some dice. So
Yeah.
Vitruvius, the fire giant lord, throws a chunk of his throne at you, Snow.
Yeah. I think realizing that he can't get out of the way at times, so just gonna try to like grab, like just catch it.
Yeah, if only you had monk levels.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's gonna hurt a lot.
It's gonna hurt a lot, and you aren't raging right now.
Nope.
Well, you know what? He rolled pretty low. So maybe you did catch it and like take brunt of the force. It's only gonna be 16 bludgeoning damage,
Okay.
which
Can't
is
handle that.
none of the dice rolled above a 4.
Okay. I am visibly wounded, but
Yeah, and you guys weren't going into this fight peachy keen.
Yeah.
You were already tired and bruised and have used your spells. It's probably
So,
as he's throwing that Adelhard, you'll be able to react. But you want to do something first now?
yeah, I want to like say something.
You can say something like as Adelhard's like doing something, sure.
Yeah, as he kind of like grits his teeth from the pain, he's like, oh god, he's gonna say, "You're no lord, you rule over an empty castle," and that's all.
Okay.
Because Snow is done being nice.
Yeah. Adelhard.
It's going to move a bit. And I would like to cast Ray of Frost at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the little blast of arcane ice magic just tinkles ineffectually against the heavy layers of Lamia armor that this guy's wearing. Peep! You hear the conversation, all in giant, get louder, and then you hear something getting ripped, like metal, and then you hear something get thrown, and then you hear Snow kind of yell out in what is like, you've heard Snow do this kind of thing before. It's like, okay, we're getting down to business kind of tone. Yeah. You're outside on the aqueduct that feeds in. There is like a chute in front of you with the lava flows down, and then it comes out on the other side. So you're gonna have to
it's
do.
It's like an L shape.
It's like a tetramino.
Okay. So it goes again. Oh, okay.
Yeah. On the other side, it's a river of magma. For you have the aqueduct and you have this chute that you can get down, but you have to get down without touching the magma. It'd be effortless if it was water, but you're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Now it's actually that is
okay.
a point. You could do it slowly, which is safer, but you'll be exposed to a lot of heat. If you do it quickly, if you do it right, no damage. If you do it wrong, there will be levels of failure here, and the most failure is a lot of dice. I will have to at least quadruple the amount of dice I have from the giant throwing something.
Well, one thing that's worried is that apparently my token only has 17 health, but I have 49. So I'm just gonna fix that, because I don't know why that's the case.
That is weird. Well, you were injured. Did you do a heal recently?
I think we did a short rest.
We took a short rest, and you say it's hit die.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be so quick to say your health was a different... Because what it was set at was probably what it was.
My sheet has it at 49 though. And it
Was
like
your
17
sheet
out of
always
17.
49? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
like
was
the token
the
was
question.
17 out of...
Yeah,
yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, my sheet's 49 out of 49, but the token was 17 out of 17, which...
Oh.
Alright.
I was finished up too.
Okay. Alright. I don't think it's time to go slow. I think it's time to get in there quick, because that's a big
All right.
that's a big giant boy.
Quick
So-
roll is acrobatics. You have advantage because Vincent cast
Yep.
Enhance ability on you.
That's right.
Yes.
Alright. Advantage acrobatics I've got. Come on, baby! Oh, thank God.
21 is really good. You can duck, weave, dig your claws into the stone, drake down a little bit, and wiggle and worm your way out on the other side. Don't worry, everyone. Peep made it. Admittedly, if you didn't have advantage, you definitely wouldn't have.
I'm okay! Okay. I'm guessing that's my movement, basically, used.
That would be everything. You're clambering
Everything,
down a
okay,
whole chute. That's
Yeah,
your
okay,
whole
makes
turn.
sense. Cool.
Snow.
Yeah, Snow is I guess going to just pull out his battle axe and just charge in. Yeah. He's raging, so he will have a lot of movement. So 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he can more than make it. And he's just gonna charge at the thing, like, "Argh!" and like just charge him down. And I'm not gonna do a reckless attack though. Not right now.
Not right now?
But I'm raging. No, I'm raging.
Okay.
And here come 2 attacks at him. Let's see.
Whoa, here he comes.
Let's see what we can do.
That is going to be a miss. He's gonna like just
Okay.
grab the sword and bring it into a backhanded parry.
Okay. And another one. So we'll follow it up, swinging for the legs.
That one's a hit.
Okay.
Yeah, he parries a top strike, but you are a lot smaller than him. He is like 16 foot tall or something. You know, you can hit him in the legs pretty easily, and when you do, he's like does go kind of grit his teeth and growl a little more. Fire will kind of rise like spokes out of his back, like.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to do?
He's just gonna sit there and kind of like grit his teeth and like kind of hold the axe up in a defensive position because he knows he's probably gonna get hit.
Oh yeah, you are. What's your AC right now? 15.
Yeah, 15.
First attack is gonna be a hit, but just barely. He's kind of thrown off kilter by the strike against the leg, and he twists the greatsword around to properly strike you with it, which of course kind of drags along the ground. But just even a not very clean hit from someone like this is still, pretty hard to dodge because they're so big, and the weapon is this big scythe-tipped greatsword.
At least I get
32 slashing damage.
Okay. Yeah, at least I'm raging. Otherwise, that would have put me down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then he's gonna make his second attack,
Oh no.
which is also a hit.
Oh no.
It looks like it's smaller.
That's good. I have 12 HP.
22 slashing damage.
Oh, so I'm barely up.
That happens a lot in this campaign, and I'm not even trying to make it happen.
Snow has 1 HP, and so Snow is bloodied already.
He ends with a long strike, but the sword's so big, the tip of the blade plunges into you and then pushes you against the ground.
Snow's gonna say something if he can.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, oh no, he's gonna say, Yeah, like coughing up blood. Probably he's gonna say like not only did I survive what you threw at me, you can't even kill me with your sword. What an excuse for a giant. Okay, that's all. I mean, that's not my turn. Obviously, that's not his turn, but
Yeah, now it's Vincent's turn.
Oh no.
All right. I am going to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. How far is he away from me? Ooh,
That
long ways.
is 75 feet from the giant and 65 feet from Snow.
Can I get within 30 feet of him if I dash with my action?
I don't think so. Yeah, not even close.
No. Shit. Then I'll just move another 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There. That's rough. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I knew you staying back meant that you were pretty much going to have a turn just sprinting.
Yep.
Just
It
sprinting.
happens.
Yeah. Adelhard. Snow is, like, on the... you know what? Yeah. Snow is on the very edge of this guy's blade being pushed back and is, like, holding back and is insulting him in giant. What do you want to do?
I'm going to try Ray of Frost again.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one. Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, that's
Yeah.
a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's definitely a strike to the face.
Ooh.
Too. You know, that's gotta be. It's like he's glowering down at Snow. So insults him, he glares back. He's about to say something that just is... Like ice forms over his face and shatters part of his skin. That is a lot of damage. And it really hurts him. Yeah.
That's a beefy strike.
It's a
Oh,
proper
yeah.
strike. It's what you need. Anything else?
Not that.
The giant's gonna pull the sword away from Snow, stand, and he's going to raise a foot and stomp. He's going to use a legendary action to cast Thunder Wave. Can you give me a Constitution save, Snow?
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
I think
You
I'm
thought
probably
you were
going
fighting
down
one
anyway,
giant
though.
without legendary actions?
No, this makes sense.
Yo!
I probably take half damage anyways, though.
I'm
right?
going to allow you to not take half damage in this
Okay,
instance because
for
it's
the
very
crit.
fitting. It's the crit, and you just insulted this guy and you powered through. How do you resist the shockwave that forms?
Oh god.
Maybe you're just unaffected. Maybe you just straight up just brace and just don't move.
Yeah, I think he's already kind of like he basically was like holding the sword that just like kind of impaled him a bit, and he's just gonna go like brace when he realizes that he's stopping. Oh god.
Yeah, he will. Like the Vitruvius looks like moves his attention to Adelhard and then realizes you're still standing. What will it take to put you to sleep?
Yeah, it's probably one of those things where like literally it does hurt. Still, it's just adrenaline powering through. Right? Yeah. Oh jeez.
Peep.
Is there like much of a height difference between the floor and that like plinth? that
It's
throws on?
raised. It's probably around 6 feet.
6 feet.
so-
okay.
It's a clamber.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 feet of movement left. I'm guessing I have to wait till next turn to climb it.
Yeah. For you, it would be difficult terrain because you are small.
I'm small. Okay, but I can still see him from here, right?
Even if you raise your little snout over, like you could see, you can see, and he's a giant, but like the angle is not very good for you. It's giving you cover, but it's also kind of giving him cover. So if if you spat at him, you'd have disadvantage because you'd have to arc the shot.
I can still try it.
You could try. There's not really much reason not to. Pepper breath.
What would Peep say in the situation? Hey, stop hurting my friend!
Sure.
That's so good.
That's gonna be a miss. That's also a miss. You spit in the general vicinity. It kind of rains down flaming spittle, making this even more anime than it was before. Snow.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so like I could drink a potion, right? Because that's like a bonus action.
It's a bonus action drink potion here,
okay.
yeah.
So I don't know if it's gonna do anything.
Never know.
It's probably not going to heal you enough to survive a hit from this guy.
Yeah.
It's probably better off to keep it on you so that someone could revive you with it.
He definitely has, like, he has 2 potions, one of greater healing, one and then a normal one. And they're both on his belt, like, so definitely other people, he always keeps them there. Yeah, he's just gonna reckless attack and attack him twice.
Baby!
That's all he can do, really. So yeah, he's gonna reckless attack, and just hack at the thing as best as he can.
No, that's a hit. It's a glancing hit, but it's a hit.
All right, not great damage, but a hit is a hit. All right, and then the second one comes in. Give me something good. No. Still miss. I found a way to miss even with
You
advantage.
strike him and he parries. And
the energy being taken out of Snow.
At the end of his turn, he's gonna bring the parry down to just like straight up punching the ground with his sword hand. So you're gonna give me a Constitution save as he casts Thunder Wave on you again.
Oh jeez. Yeah, this time not so lucky.
Yeah. Not time. You got one. You got one pass.
Yeah. So Snow is like basically run out of energy and just goes. The shockwave just goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5 thunder damage, which is enough. Also, you're pushed away.
Okay.
And you're gonna be downed, I think. Dying.
Yeah, I am down.
Right.
Okay.
Sean Bean token, so we know what you're dying. And yeah. That, like, it's like it's clear Vitruvius just wanted to just get you out of the way, and then he's gonna kind of like do almost like a beckoning motion at Adelhard and Vincent. He may have not even noticed people, and he's gonna spend his turn dashing. He's actually gonna go there. He's gonna go the full way. He doesn't, like, he's bulky, so it's like, it's not actually as fast as, you know, some of the other giant creatures you've seen. But, so he can't do anything else this turn. Vincent. Other than, of course, the legendary actions.
So Vincent is going to charge him, and as he's charging, he's going to utter some prayers to his god and just kind of compel this creature to fight him and fight him alone. So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw versus compel hostility.
Can you click that?
A compel duel, rather.
Yeah. Your spell save DC is 12. He gets a 13 and passes.
Oh, it's a 13. That's okay. I will, with my action, I will take the dodge action and just stand next to Adelhard with the shield drawn and kind of protecting Adelhard as best as I can.
Okay. Adelhard, you're up next.
Yes. So I. Damn it! Stupid sheet. I'm going to attack with the rapier.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
It's a negative. And then I'm going to bonus action attack with the crossbow.
Yeah. Oh, it's... You know, you've never fought something like a giant before, Adelhard. This is, maybe the unflappable Adelhard has, like, a moment of actual, like, eyes widening fear at this massive thing looming at him.
Yes.
Just cannot, like you try and attack, but it's not even, like the crossbow isn't, like, loaded properly and everything. It's, like, kind of a nothing. He's then going to use a legendary action to stomp the ground at the two of you. Give me Constitution saves, the both of you.
We both get +2 for my charisma for my aura.
Oh, let's go. You guys got this. Oh no.
No. That's another 7.
Oh no, Adelhard is not doing well.
Sevens, let's go.
And that's actually an 18 for me,
Yes.
Yeah.
not a 16.
So it's going to be a 7 thunder damage for Adelhard, who is pushed back, and Vincent is only going to take 3 of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but he can do it a lot.
Yeah.
Peep, you're up next.
Gonna dash over to Snow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then dashing for 10, 20. I guess that's my action. It's
Your action,
It's
so you
a
can't
bonus
really...
action.
It's an action to
Yeah.
give someone else a potion.
Yeah, even if it's on their belt, isn't
Well,
it?
especially if it's on their belt, because you have to then fumble for their stuff and get
Yeah,
Fumble
you
give it
for,
to them.
yeah,
Yeah,
shit.
fiddle through
Okay,
it.
all right. Well, at least I'm in position to then thingy. I guess.
I'm sure Snow won't die in one
okay.
turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. That's my turn then.
Okay.
Snow, give me a death save, please.
Yeah.
That's just like a natural -20.
You can't get a natural 1 is 2 points to death. Well, 13 is a point of life.
Okay.
The giant. He's going to attack.
Oh, no.
He's going to attack Vincent. You took the dodge action, so he's disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh, that one of those dice fucking sailed away. But in my
miss.
sake of honor, I'm going to use the dust dice that sailed away. It landed on a 5. It's going to end up being a miss, I'm pretty sure. What's your AC right now, Vincent? It's like
18.
roll on 18? Yeah, he doesn't hit.
Oh,
Which is,
yeah.
and he was expecting to hit. He's not expecting a little human to deflect a strike like that with a shield. And then with rage, he kind of stomps and tries again. Which will hit and miss as well. So, yeah, you actually tank 2 hits from this guy. The blade is big, like obsidian blade, ringed with just a little bit of fire, just glinting off the silver dragon scale shield.
That's cool. Thank
Yeah.
God Vincent has high AC.
Alright, it's your turn next, Vincent.
I will. Yeah, I'm gonna stay there and just try to keep his focus and just keep taking the dodge action and just kind of clanging the sword on the shield at him. I've seen enough of giant warfare to know like I'm beating my chest at him. Just come get me, bro.
And it's working. Like it's totally working. Adelhard.
Alright.
Bit shaken, pushed back.
Yeah. So moving over here. And going to cast Ray of Frost.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a hit.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah. Each time you hit him, it's just like.
The ice lasers hit.
Yeah. They do. So much so, he's going to cast Thunderwave on just you, because he can't hit both you and Vincent. He really should have done it before you moved, because he totally could have. But you know what? He's not thinking strategically. So give me a Constitution save, Adelhard. It's going to be another 7 force damage. It's going to throw you up against the wall. He's going to, like, stomp his right foot on the ground, like, slide it. It makes the whole, like, floor tile you're on go, like... and knock you into the wall.
There's an Elden Ring fight that's very much like this.
Yeah, I think I haven't played Elden Ring, but I knew, like, I had this all planned, and it's like, everyone's like, oh, you had a giant, and I'm like, this is just, okay, sure. You know what? It's fine. Peep, you're over the graceful sleeping body of Snow.
I don't know if it's very
Big
graceful right
sword, like, strike down the middle of him.
I'm a like lift his head up a bit. take a potion of great healing out of my backpack and like pop the cork. Like, come on, drink it, just drink it. You're like the Family Guy thing, just like massage the throat.
now. Yeah.
Give me a 4d4 plus 4, Peep.
4d4 plus 4.
You still have a movement and bonus action if you want to do anything with it. 15 points of healing is pretty good.
Let's go.
With rage, that might tank a hit.
Yeah.
Alright.
1.
Okay, yeah, good. Don't go down again. Alright, back in a minute. Off towards the giant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I guess from a bonus action, I will Fighting Spirit to get those 10 hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing himself get surrounded, Vitruvius is gonna like raise his sword upwards, which isn't very like useful in this stance. It's more of like a almost ritualistic thing, and he's gonna cry out in a different language to Giant, very similar to the hissing, vowelless language that the fire lizards were speaking, and it's clearly like it's like a declaring himself a champion in the eyes of the gods or something. It's that kind of thing. You see people who's behind him, there's holes in the back of his armor, in the back of the chest plate, 6 of them down his back, like kind of like a dice symbol, and they flare with fire. Only for moments, and then it goes down again.
Does he react at seeing people at all?
That's what this is.
Okay.
He doesn't react in any other way. It's just he is being surrounded by combatants. And that's why he makes this kind of like ritualistic stance. He is going to Thunderwave Peep. Give me a Constitution save.
No.
Sure, I'm not on disadvantage. Constitution. 14.
That's a save. You can take half damage and not be pushed back. It's going to be 5 thunder damage.
Oh, perfect for the amount of 10 hit points I got.
Excellent. You just ride the wave, baby. Not a problem. Snow, you are on the ground. It's going to be half movement to get up. And of course, your rage breaks when you fall unconscious.
Yeah.
But,
so
fine.
I only have 1 rage left. Let's see. Okay, for now, Snow's gonna play it smart. So he's going to get up, even without raging. He has 40 feet of movement because of his elk totem thing.
Yeah. Snow is the fastest character we've had, not counting, I think, when Voss Nor had... The Narashiro Knights had an entire scheme based on giving this guy as much movement as possible, using, like, haste spells and other boons and buffs and stuff.
Yeah. No, Snow's he's got got large legs and he can move with them. So yeah, he's gonna get up. That takes 20. He's got another 20. What he's gonna do is, so he's gonna pop his own potion, his own greater healing potion. That's just a bonus action, right? So
Yep. The logic being that like the potion you know where is, you can just like one hand glug pretty quickly. Whereas someone who's unconscious, you just need to... Or even not unconscious, you could feed to someone else who's conscious, I guess. It's like just more of a process.
Yeah. So, let's see. Oh, good roll. Let's go. That's pretty good.
Nice.
And that puts me up to where I was basically after he threw the thing at me. Okay, so then Snow is going to actually spend this turn just kind of from back here. He's going to chuck a javelin, or I guess can he do 2 as 2 separate? Can he use multi-attack with javelins? I think so.
Yes, you just have to have the action economy to do it, which you won't because you used your bonus action. Because you have 1 free action to equip something, and then if you don't, you have a bonus action. So you could only do 1 this turn. Usually you would, but you just used your bonus.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, he'll just throw a javelin at him then. So he'll chuck one of his giant javelins at him.
Yep, it's gonna hit him, probably right in one of those back paws that Peep sees.
And then he's gonna kind of go like roar, just to get his attention, to make him know that Snow is back in the fight.
You gonna move? Are you staying?
He's gonna move. He's actually gonna move away. Basically trying to lure the thing to run away from the others.
Yeah, you see him. He watches you with one eye. He's got like fairly fire giants just in their anatomy, because giants are not really human looking. They're very different. I've tried some. His eyes are very kind of set apart in this very chunky cobalt face. And he does kind of look, and he does kind of laugh seeing you run. And it looks like he was maybe got ready for you to charge in, but considering you turned away, he actually turns his attention back to Vincent on his turn, who is still dodging, so he has a really hard time hitting, but he is going to try. That is another just barely a miss. He needs an 18, and that was a 16.
Saved by the shield.
And that made him have a 1. So it's like one of those things. Like he's like gets really frustrated, and he like tries to stab down with the blade on you, and it clashes, and the whole like tip of his sword just cracks and splinters off, leaving him with this admittedly probably worse, like incredibly jagged tip, but this whole like scythe blade, which almost looks like an axe head on its own, is just embedded in your shield. He pulls back and growls in defiance, but he does no damage to Vincent. Still holding his attention.
Vincent is going to see that most recent gap in his defenses and kind of swell up. You see him kind of bulk up. I'm gonna use my channel divinity to become peerless athlete, and just kind of like bulk up all of a sudden. And he's gonna take his shield back and just swing it into the giant's ankle and try to trip him just by crushing that ankle bone with his shield.
Yeah, that's actually very clever. Okay, give me a this is basically a grapple roll. It's contested athletics. I just lost another 220. I'm losing so many dice today. You have no idea. 18 is pretty good. He doesn't have advantage. I don't know why I gave him that. Yeah, you crack his ankle with the shield while he's distracted, and he tumbles and thumps against the ground heavily, almost creating a bit of a shockwave as he does, and throwing embers into the sky. But he hits the ground. That only counts as one of your attacks too.
Then I will follow that up with my longsword and just swing to his back with advantage since he's prone now.
He cannot cast Thunderwave while he is down on the ground because he's stomping and shit. So it's pretty clever. Neuters him for a while. Still not going to be a hit. The armor's pretty tough for the angles you're at, but he is down on the ground and like trying to put, and you know he's a giant. It's a lot of weight to lift back up when you're overpowered, so it's going to take a while.
I want to point out, because I tried the compelled duel, the enhanced ability fades off of Peep. So
cool. Adelhard.
Okay, so I want to use my bonus action to cast the spell Hex.
Mm-hmm.
And the disadvantage on athletics for him. And as my action, I am going to hit with the crossbow.
It's actually straight up
shoot.
all strength. It's not just athletics. And
okay.
crossbow shot is
all
going to
strength.
be a miss. That's fine.
No.
Still an armored boy.
Yeah, even on the ground, he is like a mound of tanky armor, and he's still like
And
throwing
then
his
I'm
arms
going
in the way
to
and stuff.
Move up here.
I don't know what would be a good hex symbol for Adelhard, so we'll just leave it for now. It's not very important in this fight. Keep. Giants
Alright,
on the
keep going.
ground.
Let's move up and start smacking him with that axe. Advantage.
Mhm.
1.
Yep, that's a hit.
2.
Not much, but it's a hit.
Oh,
And that one isn't. Like, you manage to strike his hand as it's down, and then it like, falls into a fist, and you can't hit it again. That kind of thing. Okay. Snow.
Yeah, Snow, seeing his chance, is going to now run back into the fight and just charge in and go, basically just charging and just kind of leaping up at the last moment and he's gonna smack the thing.
Okay. You have
So yeah,
advantage because he's prone.
Yeah, so he's not even gonna. Do I want to rage yet? I think he will. I think he will rage. Yeah, he's gonna rage. So he's raging, and just starts hacking away at the thing.
That's a hit.
Okay. Yeah, and so then another one. Come on.
It's another hit with him down on the
Consistent
ground,
damage.
focusing other people. You can just get in there and strike at the weak points with this charging momentum, making Vitruvius growl out and yell, and the spokes of flame on his back rise up again as he appears severely wounded. But unlike every other time, those spokes of fire do not recede. They remain just belching flame and smog into the air.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for me.
In this state, everyone around him is going to take 1d6 fire damage at the start of his turn. It's going to be 4 fire damage. And then he's going to slowly push himself back up. And he's going to make a swinging strike at Snow.
Oh.
It's going to be a hit. Unless you have a shenanigan.
I was checking. I think I had to be 5 feet of snow. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you could do that one from here.
Okay.
Downside of
I should
fighting a
go-
big giant with everyone being like spread out.
I should be able to take one hit.
Just
I
the one.
raging.
That's going to be... Hold on, let me count. That is going to be 33 slashing damage on the first strike. Just a full-on... like...
Alright. I'm raging, so I'm still up from that.
He's going to attack you again. He's going to hit again.
Oh no.
There's a much easier time hitting Snow.
Yeah. With my 15 AC.
It's basically it's the disadvantage, really. Different.
Yeah.
Next one is 36 slashing damage.
Okay. Snow is gonna go down again.
But you did enough damage to send him into a bloodied rage at the very least.
Yeah. And so yeah, Snow just kinda goes back down. It just goes like ugh. This time unfortunately not able to keep I was gonna say not able to keep it up, but not able to stay up rather.
A lot of people have that problem at a certain age. Vincent.
1 in 5 Planivar.
Vincent is just kind of feeling the flow of the combat and feeling this battle back and forth, and he sees Snow go down again. He goes, no, I liked it better when you were down, and he slams his shield into his ankle again.
I knew you were going to do it. I knew it was going to be possible.
He is intent on breaking this ankle.
You're going to have a giant foot as a trophy. This guy, I bear in mind, this is a fire giant. They have a lot of strength modifier.
He will have disadvantage on the athletics too, because of the hex.
You have disadvantage on the athletics because of the hex.
Yes.
My
The hex
God.
is really good here.
Which ends up being a 20 against the 23. It's like you can almost see the kind of Inquisitor magic from Adelhard kind of brings him down a little bit more, and he can't react quick enough, and he goes tumbling to the ground again. But it doesn't stop the fire and smog belching from every pore of his body at this point, making him almost luminescent.
And I will strike at him with my long sword while he's down, which is still a miss.
Still a miss.
But that's fine. And
Bringing him down isn't a reward as it was. Because he was definitely going to stomp on Snow while he was down. While Snow was down, by the way. You saved Snow from that.
10, 15, 20. Can I get here if I leap over Snow? Is that too far? I have a vertical jump of 10 feet and a horizontal
that's
jump of
fine.
10 feet. Okay. I just want to get there between Peep and Snow now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Adelhard,
that's
the
my turn.
giant is down again, so is Snow.
Hmm. Attacks when prone is on advantage, right?
Ranged attacks are actually at disadvantage against a prone target.
Oh, okay.
Very rarely comes up.
It's yeah.
This is one of
So
the
those
rare
things-
situations it comes up. It's more important in things like GURPS and like those kind of systems.
Yeah.
It's all layered
It's one
in,
of those
but
things
that's
where
the only
I
thing.
think the idea is that it's like a smaller target,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Smaller
kind of
target.
ironic in this case. Yeah.
Moving into melee then.
Yeah.
So hitting with the rapier first.
Wow.
No.
That's a miss. It's okay, Adelhard did a lot of damage with magic. And that's a hit.
And that's that. And the necrotic damage from the.
Oh, is Hex even on regular attacks?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Ouch. I've not seen Hex in a long time.
Hex is the warlock hunter's mark.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Okay. Peep, you're up next.
All right, Peep's just gonna go to town and just start smacking with that axe again.
Mm.
It's a hit. That one isn't, but the first one is, and it's still pretty good. You could get a really strong strike, and more fire and smoke kind of belches out. Whether you do the wound, it just kind of smoke kind of hits you in the face from it.
You can't kill a dragon! Come on!
That's awesome.
Snow, give me a death save.
Yeah.
While Peep's being badass.
Let's see. Death save right here.
It's good. It's another point. That's 1 point of life because of course it resets.
Yeah.
Last time. And then it's the Truvius's turn. At the start of his turn, everyone within 5 feet is going to take 5 fire damage. As he's
I believe that
continuously-
counts as a fail for me, right?
It would give you a point of death.
Okay.
Yep.
I
From
got
that.
one each now.
Imagine if you rolled a nat 1.
Yeah.
It can happen. That can be a way a
It
character
could.
dies. It's, like I don't make it
Yeah.
super easy for characters to die, but that kind of thing is
Yeah.
is a way that happens. It's really
It's,
Snow.
like, it's just like the end of Infinity War. It just turns to ashes and just blows away in the wind.
No, Snow is he knew what he was getting into here. He's prepared to meet his fate, whatever it may be.
So first of all, Vitruvius stands up. That's
Oh no.
definite. What does he do?
Yo, Vitruvius in the Fire Giant Castle, what will he do?
I know! I think he's gonna change things up a little. He's going to disengage. As he gets up, he kind of throws the broad end of this semi-broken sword like towards the others and kind of then shimmies himself back up. Disengage, which puts him here. And then he only has half movement, so he's going to put himself up against the wall, actually. And that will be all for his turn. Vincent.
I'm gonna go here, and same thing. I'm going back for that ankle again. I'm just gonna keep smashing it over and over and over again.
The hex is still on.
It's true, the hex is still on.
And you got a 25.
He is going to just barely pass this one. The hex
Oh,
was close.
probably has a plus.
Then for my second attack, I'll go again.
Yeah, Fire Bear's probably got like plus 10.
How
or
about a
something.
26?
Oh!
Well, it's got a bigger modifier than you, but not that big. He is gonna go down. He's gonna tumble. Barely able to stand up.
Oh, that's so good.
Vincent runs at him, and as he's running, he just kind of like launches the shield. It bounces off the ankle, comes back, and as he closes in on, he slams it into his ankle again.
You definitely hear a snap at that time. This is the bone breaker.
Oh god.
That's my turn.
Adelhard. The giant kind of tried to get around you, but by the time you kind of whip around to act, the giant is again crumpled against the wall and the ground.
Question: do prone creatures get reactions?
I usually rule it as a no.
Okay. Then I'm going to attack with the rapier.
It's a hit.
That's a hit. And the necrotic from the hex.
And the hex.
And then the bonus action to crossbow. That's a miss.
That's fine.
And then I will use my movement to go up here. And that's my turn.
Beep.
Alright, I'm going to move next to Snow. And again, like, take the last potion out, like, I said not to die, okay? No one dies on Peep!
Oh, that's so good.
Alright, 4d4 plus 4 for greater healing. Let's go!
That's right. Okay.
Good potion rolls
Nice.
today.
Yeah, Snow once goes like, looks around, sees that the thing is not dead yet.
No more dying, okay?
Admittedly, the Truvius is not dead, but he is like backed up against the wall on the ground with like bone visible out of one of his ankles.
Oh god.
Alright, and then I'm gonna move back to there again, to 20, 30, and then that was my action to feed a potion, right? Cool.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll bonus action Fighting Spirit.
Yeah.
So I get those 5 temp HP points. That's Peep's turn. Come on!
Oh god.
Snow, you're
Peep
back
just
up.
ran around in circles.
Snow like grunts and he just gets up and he he's just gonna so 20 feet to get up and then like 5, 10, 15, 20. I can make it in range. As he comes up, he grunts. And, like he didn't respond when Peep like put the potion out of his throat, but he's like Peep. He's like, there's another potion on my belt if I go down again, but use it for yourself first if you need to. And and then Snow is just gonna start hacking at the thing again, just leaping up in the air and just hacking away at it.
Just hacking.
Okay. Let's see if we can get some good hits here. Oh,
That's
yeah.
a hit.
Oh,
That's damage.
Not good damage though. But another one. Come on. Give me no.
Oh.
I keep screwing up my second attack.
After Snow says that, they'll go to those hits. Just like, look at. Don't worry, I'm not gonna die. I'm fucking invincible.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he just grits his teeth because he thinks the thing is probably going to try to take him with it.
The giant like manages to block one strike with his arm guards, but then not the other. And in clearly a desperate state, at the start of his turn, Peep, Snow, Vincent, you will take 1 fire damage. And he is going to yell out in giant, "Eyes! Attend!" And you do hear metal rolling on metal.
Oh no.
There it is.
And,
I knew it was coming. I called it.
The braziers on the walls, these orbs of metal kind of nearly drop into the magma and then fire flares around them in kind of just an orb with this metal orb in the center. Again, vaguely an eye with these tendrils of flame around. But they have to roll initiative and they might be fucked by it. And Despite everything. Yeah, they actually get a 13, which means they're really late compared to this.
They're the last to go
They're
from
last
this
to
point.
go. And he will kind of
Well, I guess
glare at Snow, and he will say in common, in giant. Even if you bring me down, this whole tomb will wake up. There's not enough vapor in the air to keep us all asleep forever. And he is going to stand. And he is going to cast Thunder Wave himself as a regular action and a bonus action. Where's the standing thing? There it is. On Pete, Vincent, and Snow. He's going to like stomp that area and a shockwave comes through. So can all three of you give me a Constitution save, please? +2.
Yeah.
Because of Vincent.
Oh, that was not supposed to be with.
God damn, you guys aren't going down.
Oh. Yeah.
Wasn't supposed to be with advantage, so there's a nat 20 instead.
Alright, okay, you really want to live. I'm really feeling that. As he tries
beers
to...
and we're all just like default dancing.
He tries to push you all away, and you don't, even as his attendants kind of roll into the room. These constructs. You are going to take 8 force damage each from half damage. But he cannot force you away, and that's like... You could just... This guy's strength is waning. And the fire that's leaving his body is starting to splutter. It's not meant to, like, continue this rage for so long.
Yeah.
Hex is still on, by the way.
Hex is still on.
Yeah.
Vincent, it's your turn.
I mean, it's been working so far. That ankle's... I'm done with bone breaking. That ankle's coming off.
Oh god.
This really is an Elden Ring fight.
Yeah.
You...
Oh my god.
He might make it. He might make it. 24. Fuck you. Okay, he's down.
Vincent just keeps just his...
This time he follows up when he drops him. This time he follows up with the long sword across that same wound.
Oh god.
Ugh. Oh, and it's finally a hit. You are cutting off the foot.
Oh god.
And then with my bonus action, I will just like kind of like really quick drop my sword, grab my potion, and chug it.
Yeah, his foot is removed, and he howls out in pain, and that such mind-numbing pain makes the flare of fire around him completely die down for a bit. As he clutches the wound with a massive hand. Edelhard.
I'm going to fire Ray of Frost at this brazier up there because it's in range.
Mm-hmm. Above you.
Yes.
Okay. That is just barely a miss.
Ooh.
You think it's going to be like a stationary target, and then it starts moving. It starts like a bug, and deflects.
I will use my movement to go here. And that's my turn.
Peep.
Fine, Alexa. It's every single time it's like Pete comes around like, all right, okay, I guess I'll hit his eye. All right, I guess I'm just hitting whatever's there.
What's there? Another leg.
Why does this giant have so many legs?
Spider giant.
Foot giant.
I never described how many legs he had.
Totally dominated by a paladin and hex.
Vincent just does this. You didn't see the final fight of the last season, AJ, but Vincent just gets away with this bullshit. That last one is a hit, and it strikes the guy to the core. Mind-numbing pain. More blood spurting through. He tries to grab at the wound, almost at you at the same time, and just his head hangs and droops at this point.
just under his breath, very quietly, Peeps is gonna say, "Falcon for you, Michael. Just okay. Remember that. I remembered it this time. I remembered it."
Vincent pokes it with his shield.
There's like the leg just moves, but there's no fight or anything.
He'll stick the toe of his boot under his long sword where he dropped it and just kind of lift it up to his hand and catch it.
The blazing eyes are gonna sort of twist and move and fly.
Oh, we're still in combat.
You're still in combat. They didn't
I
turn
forgot about
off.
those things.
They didn't turn off. And it kind of flies kind of close at Edelhard, and then we'll move to around here. Yeah, they will sort of circle in on you guys. Snow.
Snow's just gonna kind of like move to be kind of between them, and he's just gonna take a javelin. Or he's gonna take a javelin and chuck it at the upper one, and he's gonna do that with both of his attacks. Okay. So here we go. I don't get any bonus from rage for this. So he's just gonna start chucking javelins because he doesn't want to get too close to them in his current state.
That javelin is going right into that magma pool.
Oh no! All right, let's try again. Okay, there you go.
It does seem that the mundane metal of the javelin, it only really dents the casing of this creature, especially considering the layer of flame it has to cascade through.
Okay. Yeah. Snow would yell that out. He'd be like, it'd be like, it looks like we need magic to pierce them.
The giant does not move. Vincent.
How high up is this thing?
They're flying around 5 feet up. Yeah.
Actually, Vincent's gonna leave the sword on the ground. He's gonna run and just like jump it. Well, I don't know if he can make it that far. Hold on. Let me see if he's got the movement first.
You should do, because you have because there's one below you. You'd have the movement too, for sure.
Oh, that's right there. That
Yeah,
right there.
that one, because if you include the run up for the jump.
So he's gonna run up here and like jump and try to grapple this thing and drag it to the ground.
Yeah, you give me an athletics check.
That's so good.
Don't think these guys were ready for athletics checks. They weren't. They roll a 4. You just jump, leap on the thing. You are holding an orb that is projecting fire around it. It's obviously very painful. But yeah, you can kind of wrestle it down to the ground. Are you grappling it? Is that the idea?
Yeah, I'm grappling it. Yeah, my idea is like I would like to grab it, drag it down to the ground, and kind of put my shield on it and just hold it down.
Sure.
But
Do you
in
have
fact,
another action?
he'll use his second attack to sort of try to force that thing to the ground and put his shield down on it and hold it with the athletics.
Okay. It's struggling as you're holding it. You have a hold of it, and the actual like orb in the middle is very mobile, and you're like kind of holding it, and it's like it's kind of dragging you around at this point. You still have grip in it, but you can't like kind of get it down in one place very securely. You are going to take some fire damage at the end of your turn. It's going to be 4 fire damage from holding onto it.
Okay.
And then it's Adelhard.
That's my turn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to move and Ray of Frost at this one.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Nah, it's all or nothing with Ray of Frost, it seems. Anything else you'd like to
I
do?
either hit or I don't. No.
Yeah.
That's it.
Peep.
Peep, come kill this one!
On it! Running over. Send the axe down.
Mm-hmm.
Advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's a
I mean, I feel like I should give you like 30 coins or something for that, but we're not playing Mario Party.
Yahtzee!
That's a way better hit. It dents the metal and then cuts through when you get the groove right. But it's still kind of wiggling and woogling at maximum speed. And Peep, you will then take 6 fire damage from the waves of heat. The one that Vincent is holding is just going to flail itself against Vincent. It will. Oh, it's making an attack against you. It's not fighting the grapple.
Okay.
It's just like the easiest
coming
case
at me.
is just to. It's kind of got these tendrils, and they're just like. It's like grappling an octopus that's made of fire.
Yeah.
And
You've got experience with octopi.
you got experience with octopi. It is going to hit its first attack, which will do 8 fire damage, and then miss the second.
Okay.
And this one is going to zoom over here. Its attacks have a significant reach, so it's going to attack Adelhard from here. Adelhard, what's your AC?
It is 15.
It's going to hit a 15. It's going to do 4
I
fire
will
damage.
use my. Wait. I have a reaction. I will cast shield.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, actually,
It will be
shield
20
adds plus 5. It hit a 20.
Yeah. Oh no! Oh, that's unfortunate.
It was very close. I was like, oh, this is satisfying. It hit a 15. Oh, it has a plus 5. Oh, shield adds a plus 5. That's very convenient. Okay. So it's still going to be 4 fire damage. And then that shield stays, so the next strike is against the shield, which also gets through.
Oh no!
It's fine. Sometimes shield doesn't do what you need it to. The next one will be for 6.
I blame Pete for all the 10s.
I actually realized, I think it's Quill. I think you are missing a +1 on the attack roll. On the damage, it's there, but from being a +1 axe, I only see strength and proficiency. It wouldn't have mattered for those attacks, but
Snow, you see Adelhard like brings up a shield of magic in whatever way Adelhard does, but the thing is just continuing to lash through the magic, breaking the barriers, while Vincent is holding on to one that's just kind of wiggling and struggling.
yeah, I'm gonna help Adelhard out. The problem is if I get close to it, I might take some fire damage.
Yeah, you can see 5 foot around it, like it warps the air. That's how hot it is. And Vincent's just hugging it.
I definitely can't handle it. So I'm just gonna kind of. So I was gonna sit where he is and just yeet 2 more javelins at it. Like that's the best he can do right now, unless things turn really dire. So here's
Snow
one.
needs to learn how to use a bow.
Yeah, I guess that's the problem is that these aren't magical. But
Yeah,
I think at this point he's gonna do this at least for this turn.
it's a hit.
Okay.
Again, it like the javelin kind of like bounces off. It doesn't. This one doesn't go into the magma. That's fine. You can get that one back.
Okay.
Vincent, you have a very angry ball of fire in your hands.
Right, and I'm gonna continue trying to pin it to the ground to make it easier for Pete to hit. And hopefully try to angle my shield between me and it so the fire doesn't hit me as much.
Oh, it's gonna actually make that athletics. It's gonna continue struggling.
Okay, try it again with my extra attack.
Oh, you can't do that. It's like it struggles, and it's like you just have more like attrition. You know, you just keep going.
Stop! Just
It's like just lets out like a hissing sound as it stops to the ground with tendrils like all around it for a second. Adelhard, this one is targeting you pretty attentively.
Mm-hmm. How much D4 is Greater Healing Potion?
Greater Healing is 4d4 plus 4.
Okay.
Tastes kind of like apple schnapps.
Alright, that's health. I will move. I will move up here and cast Ray of Frost again.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Adelhard.
I'm not going to do anything
Oh,
humiliating
well.
to Adelhard. I feel like this situation is humiliating enough.
Yeah. That situation is very humiliating for him. He's clearly frustrated.
Peep, this one is wrestled like completely to the ground, ripe for the taking.
Time to smash.
Smash. Yep. Yep, you smash. 2 strikes, the metal kind of shatters. And you actually see the metal parts attempting to, like, move as the fire dissipates. Almost as if the metal pieces want to, like, fly away somewhere. But you've just got such a good hold on it under the shield. Like, you could kind of turn the shield upside down and hold it under the cap of it. And, like, they rattle and rattle and rattle, and then eventually stops. Just shattered metal on the ground.
Right, and then time to move to the other one. So 10, 20, 30.
This one was looking at Adelhard. Adelhard just kind of points a hand at it, nothing happens, and it just kind of turns. And we'll zoop this way and lash at Snow. It's going to be a hit.
Oh no.
It's going to be 7 fire damage.
I had 7 HP. I just barely go down. Don't worry about me, guys.
I can even see it where it Snow's like, ugh. Like as the lash of fire goes towards him. And then the other one is going to roll a critical hit against Mr. Peep.
Oh no.
So that's going to be a whopping 7 fire damage. Sometimes that is just the way it is. Snow, I think you're perfectly down, so you're not even bleeding out or anything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Vincent, the one you defeated is completely inert, just pieces.
Snow said he had one more potion on his belt.
Yeah, I think he has the regular healing potion on his belt now.
Yeah, just a regular one, but
Vincent is going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 behind Peep, and with his shield, he'll with his other hand, he's going to reach up and grab a javelin off his waist, off the quiver off his waist, and kind of launch it at this thing.
For a second, I thought you were just taking one of Snow's javelins, which would have been hilarious.
Oops, that was not supposed to be with advantage. Hold on.
Yeah, re-roll. Maybe you'll hit. No.
And then he'll draw one more and throw it.
That's a hit.
okay.
You dent it, and the thing just kind of bobbles in the air.
And then he'll just position himself to protect Peep and Snow as best as he can.
Adelhard. Can you do it this time?
I don't know. Let's see.
I mean, you shoot a ray this time, but it's not going to be a hit. It's very hard to do ice magic in this heat, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
At this point, Adelhard, you're feeling the magical muscle in which you draw a lot of the ice magic that comes more naturally to you is really feeling strained in a way you've never felt before. Maybe it's the magma, maybe it's the emotion, but it's something. Peep.
Alright, time to swat you out the sky. This one's a normal. And swing.
Can Pete be 2 for 2? That's a hit. That's a hit. Gone. Ding, ding. It shatters into 2 pieces, and the 2 pieces are gonna fly
Just
back
go,
into the tube.
Like, as like, I was gonna say like hits it once, then sees it like about to break, flicks it around and bats it like a baseball bat.
You bat it, and it hits the wall, and the pieces, and they kind of tumble into this brazier here, into some small hole in the wall, like a kind of rapture vent almost. And at that point, it seems that everything has gone relatively quiet.
Vincent will drop down to a knee and grab that potion off of Snow's belt and give it to him.
Just
What
a
type
regular,
of
regular,
is it just a regular?
Yeah,
I
just
think it's
regular
2d4
stuff.
plus 2.
Yeah. So that'll be it. Okay. That's enough to get me up. So yeah, Snow for a third or fourth time. I think it's the fourth time.
Yeah, this is one where, you know, I
it's-
say the potions kind of taste like apple schnapps. It is a thing we discussed before. If you drink a lot in quick succession, especially when you're fading in and out of consciousness, it gets really, like, gummy in the mouth. Like, you just
Yeah.
had too much. It's, like, just really strong taste. Very unpleasant.
This time Snow goes like, "Ugh," like looks around, like sees that everything is dead, and then just goes like collapses.
And that's where we could take a little break. Vincent could be nice and dramatic later. I'm sure he will.
Always.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in a like 5-10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry for the break. The giant lord, the young fire giant Lord Vitruvius, lies defeated. Either dead or so close to death the difference is negligible. One whole foot removed at the ankle, not cleanly. It was shoved repeatedly, and then like just enough of the bone was cut for it to snap. The room is not silent by any means. There's still the bubbling of the magma vents. There is the and then there's still the humid sensation in the air that causes condensation to bead upon your bodies. But the Lord is defeated, and his is his plan stopped? He says if the cavern dries out enough, there'll be a whole army of giants waking up.
Is there a way to shut the fires off? Looking around the room.
There are no controls or anything in this room. It's just a throne room. The temple you were in looked like some kind of machine and was drying out the air when you were there.
So maybe we need to go back there to stop that.
Should probably finish off big guy first, though, in case he wakes up again.
Oh, is he
I
still
got it.
breathing?
He's gonna clamber up on top. Thingy. I'm guessing would be the quickest way. Just do it at the skull, just right at Thingy, like into the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peep.
Yeah.
Giant Slayer.
I'm just getting more and more tiles.
Yeah. Snow finally like pushes himself up where he's just laying there exhausted, and he's like looking around, and he's like, we should definitely go to the temple, but we should probably try to rest first.
Yeah, good idea.
Do we want to rest here or in that? Maybe there was that room that we were in before that was like a floor below.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the Zen meditation room.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
meditation room.
Yeah.
That room seems like it was,
It had big
A little more
windows
tucked
with
away.
no glass.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
let's
very
go back there and try to
open, but only for someone trying to get in, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll go back there and yeah, try to
Short rest,
up.
long rest?
I think we need a long rest. At least like I don't have any hit dice left at all, so
Let's try and take a long rest. We're gonna have to take turns keeping watch, but let's at least try.
yeah, it's been a while too.
Worst case scenario, we get a short rest, maybe.
Yeah. I don't think we've taken a long rest since we
Yeah. The
got
way
down
long
here.
rests work is what you haven't. The way long rests work too, if you are interrupted and you can get back to your rest within an hour, you can still finish the rest, but you don't get any benefits of the rest until the end. So you have to kind of take that gamble. But if you are interrupted, you have a chance. It's not like it ruins it completely.
Yeah, I think we gotta try and take a long rest so that
Yeah, we should try.
so that we can
In the
have
Zen
the energy
meditation
to
room.
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Sure. Who's taking the first watch? What kind of situation you have here? It's been a long time since any of you slept. You probably do want to have people straight up sleeping. Not every long rest needs it. Need to eat as well. You're going to need to consume ration packs if you have them. What's the plan?
Yeah.
I can go first watch.
Okay. I'll write this up in my notes. So
And
okay,
if anyone needs rations, I've got a bunch.
I've got some as well, and
Uh,
I'll take
Yeah,
second
I
watch.
have a few as well.
okay. Snow will take third watch then. And then I guess Adalhard will take last watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I have a bunch of rations too, so
Bear in mind you eat them 2 at a time because you're big.
yeah, I do.
Alright.
Eat a lot of rations.
All right. First watch. I'm gonna put on my chainmail because I didn't have it on for that entire fight.
Yeah.
Thingy.
Because you were
Because it was.
sneaking.
Yes.
Yeah. So if I had been hit directly, I only had 13 AC.
Okay. You're in this meditation chamber. It has this tree made out of the magma falls. The air can enter the room. The cavern glows outside from the magma light. You guys can kind of set up whatever food you have and can try and get some sleep with full bellies. One after one, you take your appropriate watches, you pay attention to everything, but this castle is silent, unattended to by even lizards. It looks like the young Lord Vitruvius was the last awake giant in there. So you are not bothered.
Okay. So we finish the rest and get our...
If you finish your long rest, you
shot.
return half of your maximum hit dice when you do a long rest.
Yeah.
Just so you remember. Rarely relevant, but this is one of the situations, as you are still trapped down here.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other thing you have to work out, is how to get out.
Yeah. That's
yeah.
true.
Not only do you have to stop the giants waking up by either making sure the air stays humid or making sure the air stays humid one way or another. But
Yo, I guess as we're all waking up and stuff, then and you know, I guess Snow would ask if like so. I guess the idea is to go to the temple and try to see if we can turn off the lava.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a
Do we want to try to check out the basement of the castle, because we never checked that out?
You did not.
Ooh. May as well while we're here.
It
There's
could
no point
be.
going all the way to the church to back here again afterwards.
True.
It could be treasure or, you know, supplies. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
so I guess once we're all ready, we'll set off down the stairs together.
Yep, rested, wounds bandaged. Probably Snow, like, wearing his bandages, because those are wounds that are going to take a long time to properly fix. You can head
Yeah.
towards the basement of this castle structure, the Fire Giant Castle, and start your way down the stairs, which are less grand in their decoration than the other ones, but still well made and decorated. Everything here has been very well and very deliberately made. And can start your way down. It leads down to a kind of corner and a corridor. And as you start walking down that corridor, Snow, can you give me a wisdom saving throw? Also, who's leading as you're walking? Is it Snow or Vincent?
Oh, you're muted, Zach. Sorry.
Sorry about that. I assumed that Snow was leading and Vincent would be just right behind him.
Yeah, that probably works.
And Vincent will be walking with his shield drawn and his sword kind of at the ready as well.
Yeah, you said wisdom saving
Mhm.
throw? Okay.
As you're walking, the walls here have you carry an area like glass panel or whatnot, and there's a corridor that only seems to lead to one large chamber. You're like halfway down the corridor when Snow, you just stop. And you have this kind of sensation of you're trying to tell your body to move, but you completely stop, and you can't move past where it is you stopped. You could take a step back, but you can't go any further forward.
Mm-hmm. I've had that feeling before in real life. I had a seizure once and it felt like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, he just I guess he stops. Like, he can still speak though.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can't
he's-
move.
he, like-
It's almost like it's an invisible line you can't cross.
Okay, he goes up to his, and then like probably stops the rest of the group up, and he's like tries to exert himself, doesn't work. He looks back and he's like, I can't cross this part of the hall. Can you guys? And he steps aside to see if someone else can go by.
Yeah, I don't will try.
Yeah, you just walk past. And there's no, like, line on the ground or anything. It's the same kind of glass panels. It's like these dark glass panels, almost like two-way mirrors, and there's no signifier. It's not even like during a panel of one of the walls, but you can walk past this point that Snow cannot walk by.
Can I?
Tries?
Everyone else can.
Can I see what may be wrong with Snow?
How would you want to do that?
Maybe just try to look him over medicinally and
You
just
can give me
like,
medicine
kinda
check.
give him
Yeah.
Snow is meanwhile going like trying to like.
You can like move your.
Push.
It's not like there's an invisible barrier. You just can't
Yeah.
walk past it. Your arms can go past it. There doesn't seem to be anything medicinally wrong with Snow. Although it looks like he's gonna start tiring himself out if he keeps trying to like strain to do something that his body clearly doesn't want to do for some reason.
Can I also see if there's like any magic runes about the room that might be doing that?
You can give me an investigation check in this corridor if you want. If you want to go further, there might be more, but you've not gone past.
Snow eventually
Let's
gives
look
up.
here first. Investigation.
There is nothing. There is nothing in the walls. There are no runes. There is no concealed compartments. There is nothing in this corridor that should make Snow stop. And yet Snow cannot continue. His body will not allow him to take another step further.
Snow looks at the group. He's like, if you guys want to go ahead and there's like a door ahead. You said
it's like an archway. It's gloomy, so the room before it is hard to see. But yeah, it just keeps going to a laboratory or something.
Snow would be like, if you guys want to go in there, just maybe there's some sort of contraption that's doing this. I can watch from here.
Vincent will jump to the front and kind of move down the hallway and see how far he goes before something happens.
You can keep going and travel through the archway into the main laboratory where your eyes can adjust to the kind of permanent gloom. There is just a little bit of magma that kind of trickles through glass tubes that give the area a very dull, low reddish light. It is clearly a laboratory made for giants. The walls and floor are metal, mostly kind of steel, but there's some elements made of chrome-ish type metal, including some kind of large panels on the walls that are sort of outset, almost in an Art Deco way, kind of piping. In the middle of the room, clearly being investigated, is a very large boulder of stone. The air is humid around it, but the humidity hasn't like spread. And it is clearly the same sort of stone that Cinder found, but there's a huge chunk of it kind of sequestered down here, clearly being investigated by the giants. The rest of the room, there's kind of like tables and such made for giants, but the kind of thing you would see in other laboratories where magicians were investigating, or maybe even surgeons. It's basically boxy, but with slight indents where there's storage and more of these kind of Art Deco panels on the wall. But the main thing is, it looks like all the stuff that's been used around the outside is for kind of an older lot of scientists, whereas they're just kind of using this room to store this stone and maybe investigate it as well.
Does it look like there's anything in here that might be causing Snow's condition?
You would have to give me a check for that. It would be an investigation or an arcana or something.
Okay, he's not good at either one of those, but he'll try it.
You look around. The stone doesn't seem to be doing anything because Snow carried one of these rocks before. This is much, 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 much larger. In fact, it's actually being held in kind of like a suspension field in the middle of the room. It's ever so slightly floating. But you look at one of these Art Deco panels and you kind of knock it and it feels hollow, and you kind of remove the front face, which is very kind of thin, and you can see something you've seen before. A panel in the wall decorated by runes and carved stone with a giant's toe inset within it. And you'd seen the same kind of thing in the giant water pumps in the north. And I actually remember that Snow couldn't approach that either. It looks to be the same kind of toe as well, kind of metallic skin, large of size, very cleanly cut and embedded into this machine, which isn't really a machine. It's just kind of like magical birth of stone around it. Very similar to how the fire giants are kind of inset in the walls, actually.
Adalhard probably looks at the stone where Vincent put off the panel and is like, "What is that?"
I'll kind of back away and show Adalhard what I found.
Their toe?
Yes, this is very similar to the one we found before.
You found one like this before.
Indeed.
Yeah, it was working like a bunch of water pumps. What is it with toes?
I don't know, but I've got a whole foot back there if anybody wants one. Do we want to try to get the toe out?
It didn't do anything awful the last time we did that.
I'm thinking this might be linked to what Snow is going through currently.
Probably, because it did last time as well. Yeah, let's take it out.
When you say that, Adalhard looks at it. It did? It's interesting.
Someone give me an athletics test to yank the toe.
I'll give it a shot. Unless Snow.
Snow can't get closer.
Yeah, I can't get to it.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, it's not that tough. It needs concerted effort, but you can kind of, you need to kind of like apply, like maybe you do even have like tools you can kind of wedge, and it does come out. Of course, it's a giant's toe. It's a big thing. You hold it in like a hand, but as it's removed, Snow, all of a sudden you can move forward so much so that you probably fall on your face because you were probably still trying.
Yeah.
But you could suddenly move and enter the chamber as if there's nothing different.
Okay. Yeah, do catch up and look around, see what they saw, and be like, what the?
Adalhard just looks at Snow and the others. Do you know why it does that?
No, but it's kind of weird. Because why would they need a place for giants? Like, these are all giant-sized tables and stuff. Why would they need a thing that keeps giants from getting in? It's not like the little fiery lizards are big enough to use this kind of stuff.
What if that's not meant to keep them from getting in? What if these are to keep them from getting out?
Wait.
Getting out? Is there something in here with us then?
The giants. What if this is a prison?
Wait, can we test that? Can the toe go back in the wall?
Oh no.
Think about it. Look. This toe just came out of a thing that had cold coming off of it, right? That wasn't expanding, but it was keeping this particular place Snow locked down, correct?
Snow couldn't enter this place while the toe was in the wall.
Yeah.
The toe of It doesn't look like a fire giant's toe or Snow's toe.
What if we put it back in and Snow gets like yeeted across the room, like all of a sudden just like propelled back?
Conspiracy theory. Vincent is all for this.
Snow would suggest that maybe it's because he is a different type of giant, or he's not even a full giant, but he would say, maybe because his heritage is different than the fire giants.
Can I not look at the panel and the toe, see if there's anything magical going on?
Give me an Arcana check. It's there's magic.
Yeah.
There's definitely some magic going on with the toe and the aura.
But can he figure it out?
Yes, it seems that the port in the wall, while specifically shaped for this singular toe that Vincent is still like holding and like talking while holding, which makes me very amused while you were doing that whole conspiracy thing that Vincent was holding a toe. It seems like it could fit any giant's toe, and it's not got any kind of deliberate rune carvings that would denote what kind of giants are meant to use it. You think that Snow might be right, and basically there's a caste system for giants, and especially there was back in the day. Now every giant lives amongst their own people mostly. Back in the day, they all intermingled. Looks like this was designed to keep certain giants below a certain caste out, or only allow a certain caste in. You're not sure about the specifics, and it is whatever type of giant the toe is from. And that would make sense with their stories, but the other place too. Even though every giant would theoretically stay within the rulings of their caste, well, there's always like rebels and people who need to just make sure people really don't enter a place. It's basically a lock that disavows giants from entering, and Snow's giant blood is strong enough that he is a frost giant is clearly disavowed by this contraption, which is very simple magic too. It's basically drawing on the magic from the toe. There's not very much magic in the wall. It's just magic to make kind of a barrier, which is very weak, really. It all interacts with a kind of innate magic of the giant caste system. But for some reason, it's the toe. It has to be the toe. It looks like.
Okay. I just had a thought. We hacked off that foot, right? Could we use that to imprison the fire giants here in this fortress?
Well, I guess the problem might be that they're in a big area, like in the city.
It's a whole. You'd have to make the barrier larger, which could be theoretically possible. Because basically, to describe what you're seeing, it's like stone.
We have 10 toes.
It's stone and it's carved. There's no moving parts. There's not even much in the way of runes. It's just a very deliberately carved. Because giants use a lot of rune magic, which is way simpler than wizardry. Wizards write out a whole thing. Rune magic is like, this rune does this one thing, and we know it does this one thing, and we can very easily replicate it. You could either remake this at a grander scale, or make more to block off areas. Although, it would... The key would be of a fire giant. And you have fire giants imprisoned. You'd actually need a stronger key. Something higher than a fire giant.
Okay.
Although the caste system isn't exactly a straight line. It's kind of more of like a web, but you would need something that is higher in rank than a fire giant, and you don't know if a noble fire giant would technically count. Maybe, maybe not.
Well.
Okay. Are there any giants higher than fire giants?
I mean, I don't know if it's different in Jarviskjir, but I know normally
I think that was an in-character question too.
Yeah, it was in character.
Snow would have a rough idea, right? Just from like...
You can give me a history check with advantage.
Okay.
From what you've picked up. The ruins that the Planavar kind of have their religious center in have a lot of these old like murals that kind of describe these things. Yeah, so again, it's kind of a web, and there are a lot more giant types in Jarviskjir than there are in Faerun. But above fire giants, so fire giants and frost giants, which is why it's relevant, and kind of forest giants are kind of the same rank, but just different disciplines. Because every caste what was molded for a particular purpose. The coal giants that you've encountered are lesser in this the giant caste system than fire giants. Whatever this toe is higher. The cloud giants are largely considered higher. You'd know this because you've encountered them. They are essentially like diplomats and advisors, and therefore they were able to lead other people around when necessary. And storm giants are the big Bama Jamma. They are essentially divined by the gods, which are them, to rule.
Yeah.
So much so that, according to the legends you hear about, a lot of them just turned into giant storms. Some that still rage particular areas today, but mostly seas. Because the ones over the land kind of dissipated or got swallowed by the mountains, or all these kind of stories. Well, the ones that are definitely above would be cloud and storm giants, and then there are kind of offshoots of them as well. That would probably be higher. Some cyclopses are a similar rank to were a similar rank to fire giants, coal giants, cloud giants, for instance. But yeah, fire giants, especially noble ones, they're pretty high up in the ranking, but it's just there were a lot of things at that kind of like lordly rank. It's cloud and storm who are above.
Yes.
And whatever this giant toe is from, which is from a type of giant you never heard of, or seen, or determined. From your knowledge, cloud giants have kind of got a pinky purpley skin, and it seems like the storm giants are similar too, based on the murals you've seen.
Yeah, Snow would say that he doesn't really think it's viable necessarily to do the toe strat.
Yeah.
So Snow would say his suggestion would be that we probably pursue the going to the temple. Then we could check out the rest of this room, see if there's anything else. No, but because he said it's like a lab. Right?
It's like a lab, yeah. There are desks and tables and containers and things if you guys want to investigate.
Yeah, Adderhold will have a look around, see if he finds anything interesting.
Yeah, Snow's mostly going to be seeing if there's any notes that talk about anything, so...
Okay, that could be what you focus on. Investigation checks, party people.
Did anybody search the fire giant himself?
No, we didn't.
You just kind of let him die while you killed him.
I will, how far are we away from that now? Are
It's
we
like,
ways away?
it's 4 stories, but it's like you have time, you can just walk up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just go back and just check and see if he has anything on him real quick while they're checking this room out.
Okay.
Okay.
Peep, what do you want to do?
He wants to see if there's any like magical baubles flying around, like in a drawer somewhere or in like a little cupboard.
That'd be an investigation check.
Peep is dum-dum.
Okay. Snow, we'll start with you. You do find in your searchings a stone tablet that is mobile, but, you know, easier if you were a big giant. But you can kind of drag it from where it was kind of hidden under things. And it describes a process in giant runes, the kind of there's a phrase. I'm trying to overthink it. But you know, in like French, there's like informal and formal, and other languages. This isn't like formal. It's like storytelling. It's like mythical. It's like a very different type of giant, but you understand it perfectly. It's just the intent is that kind of thing, and it speaks of all the storm giants and steel giants of the land joining together in the mountain, and the mountain itself being whisked away into the stars. And there's like a very, you know, with the giants, kind of very almost Aztec carving style. There's like this display of this mountain amongst the stars with some giants standing upon it. Of course, very big compared to the mountain in the art.
That's interesting.
When it comes to AJ, you find treasure.
Ooh.
Yeah, you do. Because there's stuff in here. There would be some gold ingots. There would be enough gold ingots that when you convert it into coins, it would be 1,300 gold.
Holy shit.
And then there's gemstones, because they're doing magical experiments here. And you need some gemstones. And this is a fire giant place, so obviously it's going to be using rubies. And there is a collection of ruby dust you find in various areas in these little containers, which are actually fairly large containers for you guys. They would be like a foot long and maybe a third of a foot wide and thick, and you can open it and it's just full of ruby dust. And there are a collection of them that would add up to a singular ruby's worth of ruby dust.
Arahal is taking some of the whole rubies that are there.
That's it. There's no whole rubies. There's dust.
Oh, okay.
The dust adds
There's
up
dust.
to a whole ruby mechanically, but there are like 3 of these things that of ruby dust contain.
And they're pretty large. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a bit inconvenient.
Well, you know, you put it in the party's bag of holding. Peep, you look around. You don't really find much here like that. This isn't a lived-in, loved-in place. And Vincent, when you go up and search the body, there is the giant sword. Broke the end off of it, and it's like jagged. And then there's the end of the sword, which is this kind of scythe-like blade that was on the end of the sword, which is you broke it. It's separate. It's pick-upable. It could be made into like a great axe or something if you wanted, or something special.
I will take that.
He did have some other stuff on him. Obviously, the armor would be valuable, but it would be just very, very unwieldy to take a Fire Giant Lord's armor and completely remove it. But there is a magical ring. That said, a magical ring for a giant is basically a metal belt for anyone else. And you don't know what it does, but it's clearly got some kind of magic to it. It's got that kind of Fire Giant style of like, it's just a very well-forged thing, but even when you're like kind of removing it, you can see the way it isn't tarnished and stuff is clearly some kind of magic to it.
I will take it. I will not put it on just yet. I'm going to take it back to Adelhard and see if they can do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
Arahal will put the gold balls in the party bag of holding.
And you'll keep the other stuff for yourself.
Peep.
No, he's not taking the ruby dust.
I collected a piece of the giant's greatsword. I thought maybe we could get you an axe made since you are Peep the Giant Slayer.
That'd be so cool.
So I'll hold on to it for you, but I just wanted you to know I found it for you.
Thank you so much. Strong and keep the giants there. Let's go.
And to Adelhard, I found this ring. It seems to be, well, ring for that creature. More belts for us. It seems to be magical. I don't know what it does. Can you tell?
I can have a look at it.
Sure.
Do you want to do an Arcana check, or do
Okay.
you have the actual like spell for identifying?
No, will just be an Arcana check. 17.
17 is pretty good. When you run a hand along the the metal banding that's kind of these. It looks like different types of metal have been molten together, but not like allowed to mix. So there's like these streaks from slight indents. There will be 7 kind of little motes of fire that when you run your hand along a certain part of the belt, they will kind of flare and leave the belt and kind of thumb around it, belt/ring, and then return. And you figure that these motes of fire could actually be thrown as like a sort of pseudo spell. It looks like they wouldn't recover. It only has a finite amount of them, but this would basically be a necklace of fireballs, but it would be a belt. Which is pretty cool, and it has 7 charges in it.
Did Snow wear it like an around his arm? Because he's a little bigger, like an armlet.
It would probably, I mean, with your rest of your armor as well, yeah, probably. It depends who you want to have this. Basically, what you can use it is this person has 7 uses of a 3rd level fireball spell, which can be super useful, not against creatures made of fire, but in the future. It's who you want that to be most useful on. But yeah, you could definitely wear it as like a really close to the shoulder, like upper armband, I think, over your armor, because it's got that padding and stuff. I think that would fit quite well.
Peep could wear it like around their waist, probably like an actual belt.
Yeah, for everyone else it would be a belt, but it's a belt made of metal. Like, it's unshifting, if you have a big meal, you know, it's not coming off. It's I mean, you could adjust your outfits to make it fit better, but it's always going to be kind of awkward. But it can shoot fireballs. Well, you could throw the fireballs from it. So it's definitely worth it for someone. It depends who.
Yeah.
And it requires attunement, of course.
I will leave it up to you all.
Actually, it doesn't.
Yeah, Adderhard will not take it either.
Snow looks at Peep as like, well, you're the expert of fire. Do you want it?
But you're the giant.
Snow shrugs. He's like, I have no attachment to anything down here.
I mean, I'm not gonna say no, but I also feel like I'm kind of getting all the stuff, and that feels a little unfair, you know?
Of note, did you add the money you actually added to the bag of holding to the bag of holding? Because if not, it won't go in there.
Oh yeah,
you guys got to keep track of it, not me.
How much was it worth? Sorry, or how much worth?
1,300.
Okay. Ruby dust.
Gold ingots. The ruby dust, I think Adderhard is keeping.
Okay, that's right. The ingots.
No, he's not taking it. If anyone wants to take it, sure.
No. Okay. There's ruby dust right for the taking for anyone who wants to.
We can put that in the bag of holding too, that just to keep safe. And how much of that was there? Sorry.
There's 3 of these things that add up to 1 singular ruby mechanically for spells and stuff.
Okay.
It's very pretty.
I guess. Yeah. I guess as far as the ring goes, like Snow would say, like, you know, he'd shrug. He's like, if Peep doesn't really want it, he'll take it. The logic that he would say, like, if you don't care to have it, I could keep it just in case. Well, that way we have 2 sources of fire if needed, you know.
True.
So Snow will take it, and he'll like put it on his upper arm near his shoulder.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah. And you said it doesn't require attunement?
Does not require attunement, because it's just got to find it. Like, eventually it just becomes a ring. It just has a couple of these. It just requires, you know, rubbing in the right way.
Yeah. So he's got his fireballs now.
Goodness gracious.
I'm sure Snow will never mess up with these.
Oh yeah, maybe gearing fireballs to Snow is not the best idea, but it is the idea you've taken. Especially if it's like a rage fireball at one point, because that is just gonna like knock people out. Ah! Yeah. How many other times do you have the option to throw a fireball while raging? So, we take it.
Basically become Broly.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do now?
So
I think to the temple.
yeah, if we've cleared this place, we're gonna head to the temple.
Yeah. And I guess we'll just be on the lookout for I guess we know there's a few other things that might still be here. There might be another bull. There might be more fire giants that are awake now.
Yeah.
And there might be more lizards. But
Do you want to stealth or
guess,
just be aware? Just be.
I think we're fine. Just be aware, and also like looking for other things that might be related to the mechanisms of the lava too. Would be the other thing. Like if we see any other control hubs or anything.
It seems like any controls are either in the lava, where the little fire lizards can handle it themselves, or all connect to this temple as like a central hub. You can approach it. The air is slowly getting drier, not even just the closer you get, just it's drier today than it was yesterday. You see less beads of condensation on the bodies of the fire giants in the little cubbies, and can return to the temple. There is no one in the temple because you didn't kill them. They're in the pipes somewhere.
They got Augustus glooped.
They got Augustus glooped into the pipes.
You got glooped, son.
Which is the very place you're kind of looking to investigate. Because to describe it again, this temple, the very far wall and kind of the whole place is almost like a pipe organ where the magma flows in and is distributed, and it does seem to be deliberately taking the humidity out of the air. The far wall has the most of the kind of mechanized parts, like a big boiler-looking area that seems to go even further and has some hatches and things on it. A lot of it is magma, and theoretically, the lizards you glooped are probably in this system somewhere, which is a thing if you're gonna start poking around and messing with it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like an off switch.
Nothing
or any sort of
easily visible. No, nothing easily visible. You can see, a boiler with a hatch into it, and clearly the magma is being fed in via this opening channel, which almost makes the altar of the place.
Do we want to spread out and try to get a look around all together, or do we want to try to hyper-focus on areas at a time?
I can take a look around in the smaller places. Remember the giant place back up north? I could do that again, if, as long as I don't get melted.
Yeah, I think, I guess Snow will look around for any, sort of instructions in giant. Look for runes.
You're the only person who can read the runes properly. Adelhard can understand because Adelhard reads magic, but you're the one who can actually read if there's press this button to stop operations, emergency stop switch. It's totally fair. If you can't read it, you'd miss it. So
I will.
It'll just look for runes everywhere. Yeah.
I will just reach out and bless Snow with a little bit of enhanced ability and give him. I think it's Fox's Cunning, I believe.
For the intelligence?
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Investigation check with advantage, and Peep is also doing a regular one. Okay. Remember, you've had your long rest, so feel free to update your stats. Spell slots returned, health returned, hit dice up by half.
Come on, Peep, be big brain.
pretty big brain.
That's
Pretty
good.
big brained. It takes a bit of time, Pete, because a lot of the channels made for these fire lizards, which is similar to the ones in the other fortresses, but a lot of them have magma in them. You open a hatch and I'll go in here, and it's just like bubbling magma going through. And you're like, but
Maybe not.
you can keep searching. Snow, you do see the slightest bit of documentation in a little bit of scrawling, in giant, seemingly done by one of the fire lizards, which on the altar. I mean, it really is a scrawling. It's not really like it's meant to be there, which is basically, you know, hot, dry magma go in, dry air come out. You know, it's that simple.
Okay. Yeah.
But there's no, like, here's pointed to a switch or anything like that. But Pete, when you're looking around, especially when you open the hatches on the far wall where there's kind of like a boiler area, there are areas with enough space for you to crawl around while not getting boiled alive by magma. You can start wiggling and investigating, and you do find a big, chunky lever. Like, again, this is all very similar to the pump, but yeah, if you push it all the way the other way, it probably does something. It's clearly connected to these boiler mechanisms. Below you is this, like, it's not the same magma that's being pulled through. It almost seems like the drippings, but a dripping from the other parts of the pipe, and it's left this mostly cooled but still slightly glowing slag ooze below you. You've got this kind of thin metal grate where the lever is as well. That seems to have these mechanics to go down into the ooze.
I have a distinct feeling that if I pull this lever, it'll probably do what we need to do, but it'll also probably flood the chamber I am in, and I'm gonna have to get out quick. But I'll like, I guess probably like crawl back, like poke my head out of whatever vent I crawled into, like, hey, I found a lever in here. Should I pull it?
What?
I think it'll turn it off.
You should let us attach a rope to you at least or something.
I was gonna say yes.
Good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, hop out. Chainmail's
look-
already off. Just like, all right, okay, let's do this again.
Peep is just getting so used to stripping mid-adventure.
Yeah.
Well, Snow looks at Allard and is like, you weren't here the first time when we had to do this.
It was a whole thing.
Yeah, there was a whole thing where we had to lower Peep through pipes, and he went around different corners, and then we had to yank him out of there. So we just like yank, and it went boom, 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 boom. Like,
It's why
What's the
these
plan if I
parties,
couldn't get out.
they're very, like, there's like, okay, there's a hig, it's like a Peep and Vincent and Snow, like, okay, let's get ready. It's like, there's clearly a procedure here. They know what they're doing.
oh no.
It's very
so
Disney
confused.
villain. The little villain with the two giant mooks, just
Yeah.
a little instant Disney villain there.
Oh, that's so good.
Alright, so
Yeah, I guess
rope
we'll-
around Peep.
And so, sorry, so this is like down.
It's kind of like
Like, kinda-
diagonally down from the
Diagonal,
far
okay.
wall. If you enter the vents, there's kind of like
Okay.
this almost like a grease trap, but it's got the kind of slag and detritus coming out from the magma that isn't being used for the rest of the process, and there's this big lever here.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Peeps gonna get back in, crawl through, find the lever, shout back down. All right, pulling it, and
Give me an athletics check.
Let me get roasted.
As
So
soon as we
it's-
hear anything, I think we just yank Peep as soon as we hear like.
Yeah, there's some crust, and even like a little like thing meant to jam the mechanism, like an Allen key, and it goes ping, and you yank, and you hear things, and you see chutes on the pipes open up, like kind of like a steam train's like horn. It does make that kind of whistling noise as you see the magma pouring in kind of stop, and then the pipes kind of stop, and there is like this chunking, gurgling sound as everything like. And then the gurgling below you continues. You're like, oh, I'm not being like chased by a wall of magma, but the gurgling below you continues. The whole kind of slimy pile of magma slag kind of shifts and what could loosely be described as a limb kind of slaps against a wall as
What
the
the fuck?
slag itself shambles and pulls itself towards you, letting out a guttural sound of magma gas pockets popping and bubbling, and this thing is gonna try to eat you.
Are we pulling Peep up?
You know what? We're gonna work that out next time.
I'm definitely. Oh.
This is like
Two sessions in a row, Peep has now ended up in a tunnel surrounded by lava, in danger of losing his life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's okay. This is cold lava. It's just become a gooey monster, as we all are wont to do.
Gummy lava.
Ollie just wanted to make us fight Tim Curry as as the Indian lava.
Yeah.
Okay. But you guys did defeat the Fire Giant Lord, and you did take a long rest before going down in here, because that thing would have still been there if you didn't take a long rest, so that was sensible. I was half expecting you all to do that, but you didn't. And you're very smart, and I'm very proud of you. And you did defeat the boss, and Peep didn't die. There's still time. Peep didn't die. We'll be back next week with more of that, with the exciting continuation, and then probably working out how you're going to leave, which is a whole other question. I can't even help with that. You've got to work out how you want to get out of this place you trapped yourselves into. But before we get to next week, we can talk about what everyone else is working on in this fun little group, starting with Zach. You're this way.
I get the wonderful opportunity of continuing a little once a month campaign of Pathfinder 2 with some very good friends from Twitter, and we've just scheduled our first recording session for that. It's gonna be June 30th, which is gonna be awesome. And I will be over the summer directing As You Like It, downtown Wilson, North Carolina, which will be kind of a neat little theater in the park kind of thing. So that'll be fun.
Nice. Poetry.
Lately I've been doing a lot of Pagel. There's
Still on the Pagel?
There's a week from tomorrow, there's a tournament. And I'm gonna be in that, so it's fun. I'm now top 10 in both Pagel and Pagel Nights on the leaderboards.
Yeah, but where's your Pagel 2 ranking at?
I have to figure that one out, because I have to find a way to emulate it or something.
Oh, but, right, isn't it like a 360 exclusive or something weird?
There's something weird, but yeah, I also have been doing some Stellaris recently, and that's been fun. So yeah, that's
nice. All for me. AJ.
You can find me on my Twitter. I do art and recently talk a lot about Warhammer. So
recently, always talk all about Warhammer.
All the time.
It's not a recent development by any means. Okay. Quills.
So recently something very, very awesome occurred, which basically I now have on YouTube over 100,000 subscribers!
Let's go.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Now over 100K, which is insane. So I don't have a date set yet. I'll need to figure it out. I need to figure out how to get it all set up and ready. But I'm planning a celebration stream, which is a you laugh, you lose. And I have 10 lives. And each life I lose, I have to taste an increasingly hot sauce. And I bought a sample pack that goes from mild garlic and lime or whatever, whatever it is, all the way up to ghost pepper.
Oh,
related. Does the first one have mint in it? Because I've been to a restaurant before that had the which difficulty heat do you want, right? And it's 5, but the first one is mint. It's do you want the lowest difficulty spice, which is actively anti-spice? And I'm that is almost insulting. That is hilarious.
I'll find the box and then I'll
You should
show
definitely,
it
if you
while-
no, she took her headphones off. How rude. But no one is more deserving of the success. You want your horny memes and occasionally unhorny memes. You know where to go. Most of these memes I don't retweet because my mum might see them because my mum follows my Twitter. And I don't need to explain all the things that Quill's got going on. Not to mum. Not to mama. And usually we have Ori, but Ori is not here, and also I think is going to be on and off in general. But Ori does a lot of art, on Twitter, etc., etc.
It was wrapped in like 3 layers of box, but if you can
Smoke out.
Nice.
try to see.
No,
I can't read
it won't come through there, but that's fine. You should have you tweeted like these as your difficulty levels yet? Because that would be a good thing to do.
Not yet. Not. I did say on Twitter. It's if I. This is why I live in the darkness. So there's garlic herb, jalapeno fuego, bacon cayenne, mango habanero, spicy garlic, jalapeno lime, extreme habanero, apple whiskey habanero, smoky bourbon, and ghost pepper.
Nice.
Okay. So the hottest is ghost pepper. So you're not gonna actually die. You haven't got one of those people who's like, oh, ghost pepper isn't hot. Here's, the Chilean insanity
there was one
pepper
I
or
looked
whatever.
at, and it was like the hottest was ass blaster, and I was like, yeah, no thanks.
Well, I mean, they're honest at least.
Yeah.
That is one of the few things you can go full ham on in naming is if you are making hot sauces.
Like the devil's anus and that.
You guys do whatever when it comes to hot sauces. You better.
But yeah. So whenever that date gets set, I'll put it out. I'll probably set it in like a couple of weeks so that my Virgil cosplay arrives and I can just be fully dressed as Virgil.
It will definitely be on the Discord. Make sure to post it in the regular chat Discord as well, so I can see that. And that's when I mentioned that there is a Discord if you want to talk about the show and the other things as well, and the other stuff I do. This show is supported by Patreon. There is another show that's also on Patreon for $5 or more a month, and there is a huge backlog on YouTube. We're only doing a 1D&D show frequently at the moment. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff on YouTube. If you like the setting, if you like the vibe, if you like the kind of way the world works, I encourage check it out. There's a lot of other stuff I want to do in Jarviskjir, and by supporting the show, you help doing that. The channel at the moment is kind of random variety streams. I do want to go back to doing some art streams. I'm working a lot on a game dev project that's taking a lot of my time. Random games. If you want to watch me get mad at a monkey, I've done that on stream. And eventually we'll be returning to Atlas Roleplay when that's back up, and I will be the head of Hotel Royale now that the king is dead. Long live the king. So that'll be really fun. I think there'll be a lot more roleplay game experiences. I'm probably going to join a Red Dead server in the future as well, because I should finally get on Red Dead Roleplay. And Discord and Twitter are the best places to work out what I've got going on. If you want to see behind the scenes on the stuff I'm working on that is way too bare bones to really show, it's usually on Patreon. So there's a lot of that at the moment. And we should see you again next week for more. So we're going to say thank you for the Patreon supporters, and we're going to come back next week when hopefully I can continue the trend of nearly burning Peep to death at the end of every episode. All right. See you.